What if the true power you've been searching for isn't found in achievements or possessions, but in a peace so deep it transforms everything around you? Imagine walking through life with a calm confidence that no setback can shake, no challenge can break. Today, we're uncovering the secret signs that reveal a woman truly blessed by God, not just in fortune, but in spirit, strength, and unshakable peace. This is more than a list. It's a roadmap to becoming unstoppable, to living with purpose and power rooted in faith. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see yourself and your journey in a whole new light, ready to step into a life where blessings aren't just moments, but a way of being. Let's dive deep and awaken that unstoppable force within you. A woman blessed by God does not always wear a crown you can see, but she carries something far more powerful: inner peace. This peace isn't the result of perfect circumstances or a problem-free life. It's not something the world gives, and it's certainly not something the world can take away. It is a steady, unshakable calm that lives inside her spirit, placed there by God Himself. While others may be tossed around by anxiety, fear, or emotional chaos, she walks through the same storms with her head lifted and her heart anchored. People around her wonder how she remains so composed in the face of trials. The truth is, her peace is supernatural. It is rooted in faith, not facts. She doesn't ignore the hard moments. She simply chooses not to let them control her. That choice is power. That choice is evidence of a blessing. Her peace shows up in her patience. She doesn't rush outcomes or panic when things don't go as planned. She believes that God's timing is always better than her own, and that belief becomes a guiding force in her everyday decisions. While others exhaust themselves chasing control, she surrenders, and in that surrender finds rest. She knows that peace is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of confidence. Confidence in who holds her future. Even in silence, her peace speaks. It speaks to her children, to her partner, to her friends. It tells them, everything will be okay because I trust the one who never fails. When others come to her with their storms, she doesn't add more wind or rain. She becomes a safe harbor. She listens without judgment. She encourages without preaching. And even if she says few words, her very presence can calm a worried heart. That is the blessing of divine peace. It multiplies. It touches everyone around her. It becomes a ministry without a microphone. A woman blessed by God understands that her peace is both a weapon and a witness. It guards her mind and also testifies to the source of her strength. She doesn't need to prove herself or fight to be seen. Her peace has already made her powerful. That's how you know she's been blessed, not just because life looks good, but because she remains good even when life doesn't. A woman blessed by God radiates humility, not because she thinks less of herself, but because she knows exactly where her strength comes from. She's not concerned with being the loudest in the room or the most praised in the crowd. Her confidence doesn't scream, it quietly reassures. It's the kind of humility that doesn't need to compete, compare, or constantly prove worth. She walks with quiet assurance, not needing to boast about her accomplishments or demand recognition. She understands that being seen by God is far more valuable than being applauded by man, and that deep understanding gives her the freedom to uplift others without feeling smaller herself. She's not afraid to celebrate someone else's win because her identity is not tied to attention. It's grounded in purpose. This kind of humility allows her to learn from every situation, even from those who disagree with her or challenge her perspective. She listens more than she speaks because she values growth over ego. When she does speak, her words carry weight, not because of volume but because of wisdom. People are drawn to her not for show, but for substance. She reflects the heart of someone who has wrestled with life, yet chosen grace over pride. In a world where arrogance is often mistaken for strength, Her humility is a quiet rebellion against the noise. It's a sign of maturity that doesn't demand validation. It leads without needing a title. It influences without needing to be right. She knows her worth isn't based on perfection or performance, but on the one who gave her life and purpose. She is comfortable being in the background if that's where she's needed. She serves without seeking a spotlight, and because of that, people trust her. They confide in her. They follow her not out of obligation, but out of respect. Her humility becomes a source of power, not weakness. It allows her to navigate success with gratitude and failure with dignity. She doesn't shrink when praised or crumble when criticized. She remains grounded. That's the mark of a woman who is truly blessed, not because she exalts herself, but because she allows God to lift her up in the right time, in the right way. And that timing always carries more impact than anything she could have orchestrated herself. A woman blessed by God shows resilience in adversity not because life is easier for her, but because she understands that strength is not the absence of struggle. It is the decision to keep standing in the middle of it. She has faced trials that could have broken her, disappointments that could have defined her, and heartaches that could have hardened her. But she chose a different path. Instead of letting bitterness take root, she let wisdom grow. Instead of allowing pain to shut her down, she let it build her character. She sees adversity as a teacher, not a punishment, and that mindset changes everything. While others may retreat, she rises, not because she's fearless, but because her faith is bigger than her fear. She doesn't deny the difficulty of the storm. She simply refuses to be defeated by it. Her strength isn't loud or aggressive. It's quiet, consistent, and often unseen. She wakes up every day and keeps going even when no one is watching. That kind of resilience doesn't develop overnight. It's forged in the fire of repeated disappointments, the silence of unanswered prayers, and the weight of responsibility that never seems to lighten. But still, she moves forward, not perfectly, not always confidently, but faithfully. She's learned that being blessed doesn't mean being spared from struggle. It means being equipped to overcome it with grace. What sets her apart is not just her ability to endure, but her refusal to let adversity steal her joy or distort her vision. She doesn't allow her circumstances to control her spirit. Even in the midst of difficulty, she can speak life, extend kindness, and choose hope. That's what resilience looks like. It's not about pretending everything is fine. It's about trusting that even in the chaos, there's a deeper purpose at work. And because of that trust, she doesn't just survive the hard seasons, she grows through them. She becomes wiser, stronger, more compassionate. This resilience becomes her testimony. It inspires others, not through a polished presentation, but through raw authenticity. People watch her and wonder how she keeps going, how she still has light in her eyes and strength in her steps. The answer isn't found in her, it's found in the one who sustains her, and that's what makes her resilience so powerful. It's not just emotional toughness or mental discipline, it's spiritual anchoring. That's the difference. That's the sign of a woman who is truly blessed. A woman blessed by God carries peace that cannot be shaken by the chaos around her. This peace isn't rooted in circumstances, achievements, or external validation. It's a calm that comes from knowing who she is and whose she is. Even when life throws curveballs, when uncertainty surrounds her, or when relationships break and opportunities slip away, she is not easily moved. That doesn't mean she's immune to pain, but it means she doesn't allow it to steal her clarity or joy. Her peace is not a surface-level stillness. It's a deep, grounded confidence in God's timing, purpose, and provision. People feel it when she walks into a room. Her presence is comforting, her words bring calm, her posture says, "I trust the process." This kind of peace is not passivity, it's power. It's the strength to respond instead of react, to listen instead of lash out, and to walk away from what disturbs her spirit. She knows the value of protecting her inner world. She guards her thoughts, filters her conversations, and chooses her battles wisely. She doesn't waste time trying to control everything. Instead, she surrenders what she cannot fix and focuses on what she can build. That's not weakness, it's wisdom, and it's rare. In a world addicted to noise and reaction, her calmness is disruptive. It challenges the chaos, it sets a new tone, and it speaks louder than any argument. Because she's anchored in peace, she becomes a safe place for others. People trust her, they open up, they lean on her. Not because she has all the answers, but because she carries a spirit that says, "You're safe here." That's not something that can be faked. That's a sign of divine blessing. It's fruit that comes from deep roots. A woman blessed by God speaks with wisdom that goes beyond age, education, or experience. Her words carry weight not because they're loud, but because they're rooted in truth. She doesn't waste her voice on gossip, judgment, or empty chatter. Instead, when she speaks, people lean in. Her wisdom comes from spending time in stillness, in prayer, in reflection. She's not impulsive with her opinions, she's intentional. She listens more than she talks, and when she does talk, it's to lift others up, offer clarity, or challenge the moment with love and strength. Her tongue is not a weapon, it's a tool for healing, teaching, and leading. And that kind of speech doesn't just come naturally, it's cultivated. It's the result of daily choices to think deeply, to speak kindly, and to align her voice with her values. She knows the power of language, and she uses it responsibly. She's the type of woman who, with a single sentence, can shift the atmosphere in a room. She doesn't need to dominate a conversation to make her presence felt. She chooses her words with care, not fear. She tells the truth even when it's hard, but she wraps it in compassion. She can affirm without flattering, confront without shaming, and inspire without boasting. That's rare. That's power. That's what happens when a woman allows God to refine not just what she does, but how she speaks. Her words are like seeds. They plant life, not destruction, and the people around her grow because of them. You don't need to ask if she's blessed. Just listen. Her voice tells the story. A woman blessed by God carries peace in her presence, not because life is always calm, but because her soul is anchored in something greater than her circumstances. She doesn't need everything to be perfect around her to feel steady within. Her peace isn't performance-based, it's promise-based. She knows who holds her future, so she doesn't panic when plans fall apart. She's learned how to breathe in chaos without letting it live in her. You can feel it when she walks into a room. She brings a quiet confidence that calms others down. She's not easily shaken by drama, by disappointment, or by delays. It's not that she doesn't feel things deeply, it's that she refuses to be controlled by fear. She chooses trust over worry, prayer over pressure, and stillness over striving. That kind of peace is contagious, and it's powerful. It changes how she handles conflict, how she makes decisions, and how she leads others. Her peace comes from the inside, not the outside. She doesn't wait for everything to be okay before she feels okay. She's found something unshakable, and she protects it. She's careful about who and what she allows into her spirit. She guards her heart not out of fear, but out of wisdom, and that wisdom makes her resilient. It makes her brave in the face of uncertainty and gracious in the face of adversity. When others are panicking, she's praying. When others are reacting, she's responding with purpose. That's not weakness, that's spiritual strength, and it's a clear sign that God's hand is on her life. because peace like that doesn't come from the world. It comes from walking closely with the one who calms every storm. As we come to the close of this journey, remember that being a woman blessed by God is not about perfection or flawless circumstances. It's about the strength, grace, and purpose that flow from a heart anchored in faith. These signs are not just markers of blessing. They are the very foundation of a life that inspires, uplifts, and transforms. Embrace them, nurture them, and watch how your life unfolds in ways beyond your imagination. You are more powerful, more loved, and more chosen than you realize. Keep walking boldly in that truth. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this message has touched your heart or inspired your spirit, please like, share, and subscribe so we can continue to grow together. Your journey is just beginning, and the best is yet to come. Stay blessed and keep shining